Okay, class, let's proceed now on having our discussion about cestodes. Okay, class, please take note of this general rule that firstly, all of these cestodes, they inhabit the small intestine except these two. We have the Taenia species and granulosus, okay? And these cestodes, their a common name we have the tapeworm or flatworm because their appearance they are long tape like and also they are multi-segmented and flattened worms. That's why it is flatworm. And take note, class, that this parasite they don't have digestive system and also circulatory system, but they have this nervous system which it is located on their scolex. Okay, and again, class, they are hermaphroditic. Okay, sino ngayong parasite na hindi hermaphroditic? Okay, we have the schistosomes. Okay, very good. And please take note, class, of these two morphology. We have the cyst and larvae, and they are also categorized into cysticercoid and cysticercus for cyst, and for larvae, we have procercoid and plerocercoid. Okay, take note of this one. Like when we say cysticercoid, uh, they don't have the true bladder because it is not fully developed. Okay, and while we say the cysticercus, they have the true bladder, okay? This is like the picture where head is invaginated into the bladder's proximal part. Okay, when we talk about larvae, uh, if there are two intermediate hosts, okay, they are called plero. But if nag-isa lang, we have procercoid. Okay, please take note of this, class. When we say plerocercoid, they are like ribbon, and also they are wrinkled. Okay, and color white. And also, class, for this one, they are also oval shape for procercoid. And these are the regions of this tapeworm. Okay, so we have the scolex, neck, strobila. Okay, so for this one, class, take note that the scolex contains suckers, which it is responsible for the attachment to the host, while the neck, this is considered as the growth region. Okay, again, they are considered as the growth region. And next, we have the strobila. When we say strobila, class, this is the whole. Okay, this is the whole cestode. Okay, I hope it is clear. And next, for the order, it was categorized into two. We have the pseudophilidia, again, pseudophilidia and cyclophilidia. Uh, this one, class, the pseudophilidia, they require two intermediate host. And particularly, this parasite, it is Diphyllobitrium latum. Okay, when we have this Cyclophilidia, they only require one, okay, one intermediate host. So, this Taenia species, they required a vertebrate, while the Dipylidium caninum, it only requires invertebrate, yung walang ano yung invertebrate at vertebrate. So, like, uh, walang mga spines ganon, okay? And also, each Nina, it doesn't or it may require some intermediate host. Okay, I also included like the further differences in terms of their larval stage, the scolex and the strobila for this Pseudophilidia and Cyclophilidia. Okay, please take note of this, class. And also, for the larval stage of uh, Dilatum, firstly, they will start in their larva. It will be Corocidium, and then Procercoid, and then Plerocercoid. While in this one, in Cyclophilidia, they only have like the cyst. We have the cysticercoid and then cysticercus, and afterwards they will become a hydatid. Okay, hydatid cyst. Okay, and next, class, the scolex, they have Bothria for the Pseudophilidia and Rostilium naman for the Cyclophilidia. And take note that this parasite, this dilatum or the pseudophilidia, they don't undergo any shedding. Therefore, this terminology, it is also known as anapolitic. On the other hand, cyclophilidia, they are shedding, and it is known as apolitic. So, class, I already categorized based on their habitat. Please take note of this. As what I've told you earlier, that all of them are intestinal, particularly in small intestine, except these two. We have the Taenia species and A. granulosus. But please take note as well that Taenia could be both. Okay, Taenia could be both. There is one particular species of that Taenia. Okay, okay, class. Let's continue on this discussion. Let's discuss first these two parasites. We have the Taenia and E. granulosus. Okay, firstly, here actually there are many species under Athenia, but we have these two most common, and I will also add another one which is common in Asia. Okay, firstly, we have the Taenia saginata. When we say Taenia saginata, it is also known as beef tapeworm kasi it is from its intermediate host in cattle or baka. Okay? And next, when we say solium, solium, pork, tingnan solium, it is pork tapeworm. And of course, ang kanyang intermediate host, it is pig. And also, class, both of them, their definitive host, it is human. But take note, class, that uh, here in Taenia solium, the pig or the human could be either as well the definitive host. As well as in the Taenia asiatica, it is the same in Taenia solium because the intermediate host it is pig. And also class this Taenia asiatica, these are uh, reported, this parasite, it is reported in these following countries. Please take note. We have the TTK. Okay? We have the TTK. We have the Taiwan, Thailand, Korea, and Indonesia. Again, we have the Taiwan, Thailand, Korea, and Indonesia. Please take note, class. We have specified what is their infective stage. Okay? Pag sa beef tapeworm, it is Cysticercus. Take note of this, bovis. Okay? Cysticercus bovis. On the other hand, when we say solium, pork, Cysticercus cellulose. Okay? And of course, makukuha natin yan sa mga infected na pork. But class, di ba I told you earlier na same sila ng intermediate host. But dito sa Taenia asiatica, we call their infective stage as Cysticercus viscerotropica. Okay? So because it happens in tropical countries, so it was named after that. Okay, and class, as you can remember, if you remember during your internship or during your what we call this, during your parasitology time, during your second year or first year, if we encounter this parasite, even it was also stated in the book, we report this one as Taenia species. Kasi these eggs, they are indistinguishable, okay? And what makes it unique too, because they have these six hooklets, okay? Wag yang kalimutan, class, okay? Let's continue. And also, class, for their habitat, uh, the Taenia saginata only inhabits the small intestine. Diba earlier, I told you that uh, this Taenia species could be either a tissue cestode or intestinal cestode. Here, Taenia solium inhabits this one. It could inhabit the brain, eyes, also the small intestines, and jejunum. While Taenia asiatica class, it affects the liver. Again, it inhabits the liver. Okay, so majority their mode of transmission, it is ingestion of improperly cooked meat, beef or the pork. Okay, so that's why it is very important na ayusin talaga pagluluto. Kaya sa mga nagsasamgyup dyan, hindi natin alam kung saan yung karne, di ba? And we are not sure ano yan ka-safe. So that's why it is very important to cook it properly. Okay? And also, uh, class, please take note of this that we could also acquire it through the ingestion of eggs again, through contaminated with human feces. Okay? That's why ayusin talaga if nalilinis na dapat. Okay, kidding aside, class, let's continue. Here, class, actually, it is kind of redundant na here kasi as what I've told you earlier that the infective stage, it is the cysticercus, okay? And it just highlighted the habitat. Kaya, here, usually, I mean, the disease of this parasite, it is called Taniasis. But class, if it inhabits already the tissue, okay, it is already called cysticercosis, particularly here in the brain. The egg was found in the brain, okay? Don't also here, class, when it inhabits the intestine, still the same, it is called Taniasis, okay? And still the same here, okay? And for this one, class, once the patient it is infected with this parasite, in Taenia saginata, the patient is experiencing intestinal obstruction, okay? And in addition, because of the intestinal obstruction, the patient is experiencing abdominal weight, causing as well weight loss. Okay, please take note of that. And another one, we have the pruritus ani or itchy ang kaniyang puwet. So, ano nga yung parasite as well? Earlier from the protozoa, not protozoa, but still in metazoa that shows symptoms of having pruritus ani or itchy inus. Ano ngayon, class? From nematodes earlier, we have the, okay, very good. We have the pinworm or Enterobius vermicularis. Okay, wag na wag yang kakalimutan. Okay, class, for the Taeniasolium, since it may affect the brain as well as the eyes, the patient experience could experience headache and also vomiting. Because of that, if it will be worsen, there will be seizures and there will be cysticercosis because again the brain is already inhabited by the parasite. And kapag sa mata naman, class, the patient could have, ano yan, class? Retinitis. And also, we have the inflammation of the eye. We have the uveitis, okay? Please take note of that, namumula na mata and retinitis. And also, in intestine, there will be only mild symptoms as well as the tinea asiatica, okay? And let's continue here. In order for us to diagnose this parasite, we also do stool examination, class. Okay, so we have to find as well uh, the proglottids in the stool. Okay, that's why it's very important for us to have the proper identification. Okay, I hope it is clear. And let's continue. On the other hand, in the pork tape tapeworm, of course, since it affects the brain, that's why it is important for us to do a CT scan. Alangan naman, ibabiopsy natin yung utak mo, di ba? And also, uh, stool examination and also some biopsy. And still the same as well with Dania ischiatica, stool examination. Okay, please take note of that class. Okay, let's continue here. For the parasite biology, please take note of them. So I just highlighted these two important, this pork tapeworm and beef tapeworm. Same lang sila sa suckers class, but yung Rostelium, please take note, only the Taenia solium Rostelium, okay, tandaan yan, siya yung may Rostelium only. Habang si Saginata naman, wala. Since may Rostelium siya, meron namang mga hooklets si Taenia solium, and please take note the number. Both of them, they have scolex, and the shape of Taenia solium, globe, okay, tandaan yan, globular. And Taenia saginata, it is cuboid, okay? So, we have that one. And for their segment, it is 800 to 1,000 sa Taenia solium, and saginata, it is 1,000 to 2,000. So, class, mas malaki si Taenia saginata because it could measure up to 25 meters. While si Solium naman, pork tapeworm natin, it would run around, according to one uh, content as well, one source, that it could be 2 to 6, uh, 2 to 6 or 1 to 6 meter. But according to the book, also I've read in Belisario, it is 2 to 7 meters. Okay. And also, class, please take note of the appearance of the intestine, like the gravid proclotid. Okay. Uh, so, class, here they are dendritic. They have 7 to 13 lateral branches. Okay. And also, for Saginata, they are tree-like. Okay, please take note, dendritic, solium. Saginata, puno. Saginata, puno. Tree-like. Okay, please take note of this class. Okay, and and this is the egg class. Okay, it's just a comparison with tinea and dilatum kasi minsan they could be mistaken. Okay. So for the photogenesis, again, like Tiniasis, it is similar with Tinea solium, okay? Tinea saginata does not cause cysticercosis in man, in mans, okay? Or in humans, okay? So it doesn't affect primarily the intestine. That's why, like earlier, the patient could only manifest mild symptoms, okay? So we cannot apply this cysticercosis, okay? And let's continue here, class. For Taenia ischiatica, the accidental ingestion of Taenia solium 2, it can result to in a disease called cysticercosis as well. I mean, this is not Taenia ischiatica, okay? So we are referring to the uh, Taenia stuff, okay? So please read this class, okay? I also put this one. It's like a summary, okay, of their life cycle and also their pathogenesis, okay? So I already highlighted here, like this one, this ingested larvae in small intestine attached to the gut wall, okay? So that's what happens here, okay? Please just read it, class, okay? And let's proceed now on Echinococcus granulosus, okay? This one, class, it is also known as the hydatid worm and dog tapeworm. Okay, So, if naalala nyo earlier, dito, we have mentioned sa life cycle for the larval stage from cysticercoid to cysticercus into hydatid, okay? So, we can apply it now to this parasite, the hydatid uh, worm, okay? So, take note that their intermediate host, we have the carnero, we have the sheep, and also baka. And for the definitive, we have the dog. And class, take note that we are the end stage of the intermediate host. So we could be considered as the second as well. Okay? Hold on, class, just a moment. Okay, class. Please take note of the infective stage. We have the embryonated egg. And yung hydatid naman natin, class, hydatid cyst. Okay? It is the diagnostic stage. Okay, so when the patient is infected with this parasite, it will uh, inhabit, particularly in the liver and also brain. Take note, class, that this one here, that this their egg, it may resemble like tania. But their differences, please take note of this, that the outer part, it is lamellated with hyaline layer. In the inner, it has nucleated germinal layer, okay? And also, class, since it affects the liver and brain, the patient could experience hepatomegaly, okay? And also human cystic echinococcus. So you acquire this through uh, through consumption or ingestion of this contaminated vegetable, and also mga dumi ng aso, okay? Because again, dogs are their definitive host, okay? And class, hindi mo to makukuha if nagpet ka lang through their fur. But if their fur, it has pupo, okay, you can be infected with it. Okay? So, wala namang mali if hahawakan mo yung aso. But if it has some traces or hindi naman talaga natin alam, no? So, we could be infected through that. Okay? And also, class, we could uh, diagnose it through CT scan, through serological test, X-ray, and also this flocculation test, particularly this bentonite class. Okay, and also this is the treatment. We have albendazole, but on the other hand, we could have the surgery. Okay, please take note of this class. Their sizes. Okay, their larval stage class, it has a hydatid cyst, okay, with proteolysis inside. And the inside of this hydatid cyst class, it has this hydatid sand, okay? So hydatid sand, it is the contents of this hydatid cyst, okay? This hydatid cyst class, inside there is a hydatid sand with its daughter cells, okay? Okay, nakalagay naman din dito. Also, brood capsules and protoscolyces that is present in the hydatid fluid. Please take note as well with the scolex class, okay? And let's proceed now on the intestinal cestodes. So we have this four Hymenopeltis species, Dipylidium caninum, and Diphyllobothrium latum. Class, please take note, wag talaga kakalimutan ang mga common name ng parasites, okay? Because it will really help you, okay? So class, pag sinabi nating dilatum, 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 so we have the broadfish, malawak, latum, latum, malawak, broadfish, tapeworm, okay? Broadfish, tapeworm. And when we say Dipylidium caninum, wag na dalawang isip, okay? Of course, it is also, we have the dog tapeworm, okay? And also, uh, another literature, it was also said that it could be also called cucumber tapeworm and double port tapeworm. Okay? Saglit lang muna, class. And next, we have the Hymenolepis species. First, uh, when we say Hymenolepis diminuta, diminuta, rat tapeworm. Kasi ayaw natin, kaya ayaw namin ng rat, okay? Bahala na kayo sa buhay niyo, guys, matanda na kayo. So, parang ganun yan, Hymenolepis diminuta, we have the rat tapeworm. And Hymenolepis nina, maliit sinit na. So, it is dwarf tapeworm. In class, take note that it is the smallest tapeworm. Again, it is the smallest tapeworm. Okay, very good. Class, please take note na lang dito sa mga intermediate at definitive host. Okay? So, usually, humans are the definitive host, but we are accidental host sa diminuta. Okay? Please take note of that. And please familiar also the names, okay? Nitong mga fleas, okay? I already take note of this. And these are their infective and diagnostic stage. So I'll just leave this to you, class. Don't worry, I will also provide another lecture for this life cycle, okay? And also, class, we could acquire them, all of them, through ingestion, okay? Ingestion. So, sa dilatom, again, it is broadfish. If it is undercooked, we could have it from this infected undercooked fish. Okay? And ito naman, guys, para kang tanga-tanga, no? Kung kakainin mo yung langaw, bobo mo na talaga. So, you could have it. You could have uh, this parasite, Dipylidium caninum. Sino bang kakain ng langaw, class? Diba? Ang tanga-tanga na talaga. Nakakadiri. Okay. Anyway, class, let's continue. Still, the same with Hymenopus diminuta. It is through ingestion. And class, please take note, this Hymenopus nina, this dwarf tapeworm, it also causes this autoinfection. So we could acquire it once we are infected, but we could become our own source again. So there will be an auto-infection. And we could have it through direct contact kung sino yung infected niyan. So we could also have it. And please take note that we could acquire it through eating these um, water vegetables, okay? Or even the raw vegetables. Okay, class, I already give you this egg morphology. Please take note when we say Hymenopus diminuta, itatak nyo talaga agad sa kokote nyo. Fried egg appearance. Again, fried egg appearance, huwag nang magdadalawa. So, Hymenopus diminuta. Okay? Yan na yan. And also, class, to differentiate them. Okay? Embryo shows polar and thickening filaments, 8 to 10 polar filaments, and 6 hook. Okay? Well, ito naman, class, they are non-operculated hexacartin embryo. Okay, and also class, embryo shows polar thickening, but take note, no filaments. Okay, lagyan ng star, lagyan ng heart. When you hear wala siyang filament, class, pero meron siyang polar thickening, wag nang magdadalawang isip. We have the Hymenopus diminuta. But if merong filament, class, at specify rin na 8 to 10. Okay, 8 to 10 polar filaments. We have the Hymenopus nina. Okay, very good. Ito naman, class, if narinig nyong egg packets, okay, egg packets in a capsule, huwag na magdadalawang isip. We have the Dipylidium caninum. Okay, it is a colorless spherical or oval. 5 to 15 eggs. Okay, 5 to 15 eggs are enclosed and it is called egg packets. Okay, ito naman, if it resembles like Paragonimus westermani, huwag na magdalawang isip, we have the dilatum. Okay, so class, ito, yellowish brown with an inconspicuous operculum with knob, like thickening on its opposite resembles like P. Westermanni. Okay, so he's here class. These are the disease associated, and take note class that this Diphyllobothrium latum it causes uh megaloblastic anemia. Why? Kasi this megaloblastic anemia it is due because of this vitamin B12 deficiency. Remember the role of this vitamin B12, right? Okay, so that's why here class that's why it is causing megaloblastic anemia. And also class, please take note that the disease it is called diphyllobothriasis. And also the patient is experiencing, okay, it is experiencing abdominal pain and also diarrhea. Okay, so I hope it is clear. Okay, class, segue muna tayo. What is the other name of vitamin B12? Ano ngayon, class? We have nag-start siya sa letter C. Okay, it is cobalamin. Okay, so take note that again, it plays on a significant role. Okay, here. That's why for this patient, they are also advised to have like a vitamin B12 deficiency. Okay, so that's why it's very important to have this one. Basically, they compete kasi kaya merong deficiency of this vitamin uh, B12. Okay, I hope it is clear, class. Okay, for diagnosis, we have the stool exam, and also uh, their proglottids, they are barrel shaped. Okay, but earlier, there's also another parasite na barrel shape. Okay, uh, also class, let's continue here. Still the same stool examination. Please take note of their what they call this of their treatment. So praziquantel for the dilatum and niclosamide for the nicotinamide, praziquantel for again for the H. nina, and niclosamide naman mm, for the H. diminuta. Okay, I hope that is clear. And also class, I added another parasite here, which it is present. According in the history, it was first reported here by Garrison, and it is present in an adult Filipino noong year 1911. Okay, so primarily class, this parasite, it belongs to the family uh, Divinidae. Okay, and also class, please take note of this intermediate host, this one, Tribolium confusum, and the accidental host naman class, it is uh, uh, any mammals, okay? Ano nga ba yung Tribolium confusum, ma'am? So this one, it is a beetle, okay? It is a beetle. Yung common name niya class, it is I hope I could write here. I don't okay, I see. So it was on a premium. Okay, mag-add na lang tayo. So here class, it is also known as confused floor beetle. Beetle, okay? So, yan po. And take note, in this parasite, there is no auto-infection. Okay? So, in this morphology class, okay, so this is the length. And their Rostelium class, it is armed with two alternating circular row of 90 to 140 hammer shaped. Okay, class, please take note of this hammer shaped hooks. Okay, and color of comma shape spines. Okay, please take note of that class. Okay, again, hammer shaped hooks and collar of comma-shaped spines. And there's collex, it is minute, maliit, subglobar, and 4 acetabula. Okay? Fully gravid proglottids are 2 millimeter long and contain 200 to 400 egg capsules. Okay? Please take note of that, class. So class, each egg na napapas niya, each egg capsule holds 1 to 4 spindle-shaped eggs. Okay? Spindle-shaped egg segments are motile, white, and resemble grains of rice. Okay, class? If marinig nyo na si grains of rice, resembles si grain of rice, okay, wag na magdadalawang isip, right? We have the R. garrisoni. Again, we have the R. garrisoni. Okay? Okay, class, let's continue here. Okay, these are must to know that I included. So, the deadliest cestode, it is the smallest, right? Maliit, pero malupit. Okay, we have the H. nina. And if it is trematode naman, class, again, we have the heterophyes, heterophyes. Okay, wag ma-confuse. Okay, cestode, cestode, cestode. We have the H. nina. We have, if trematode, trema, trema, trema. Okay, we have the heterophyes, heterophyes, okay, for the deadliest, okay? Class, if sabihin natin cesto that can complete its cycle with one host, wag na magdadalawang isip, we have the H. nina. Okay, class, always ng suki, suki, suki natin si H. nina. If ito naman with succular uterus in the gravid segment, H. nina. With Y hooks, again, H. nina. Ito naman, class, if with 3 ovarian lobes and accessory, A have the T-solium. Okay? Ito naman, class, with 7 rows of thorn-shaped hooks, we have the decaninum. Okay? With rosette-shaped uterus in gravid segment, we have the dilatum. Here, shortest adult tapeworm of man. Shortest adult tapeworm. Shortest adult tapeworm, H. nina. Okay? Shortest adult cestode to length, we have the granulosus. Okay? And next, longest adult tapeworm, longest adult tapeworm, we have the dilatum. Okay? I hope it is clear, guys. Okay? Thank you so much for listening.